Few names in early gaming history carry the weight of Pitfall, and few developers can boast a legacy like David Crane. Originally released in 1982 for the Atari 2600, Pitfall was a groundbreaking achievement, cramming an entire jungle adventure into a mere 4K of memory. It was a game of precision platforming, treacherous hazards, and vine-swinging heroics that helped define the platforming genre. But how did it hold up on the Commodore 64? When Pitfall arrived on the C64 in 1984, it brought with it a legacy. But was that enough in an era where gaming was already evolving beyond its simple roots? Being a C64 owner in the 1980s meant looking at other systems, whether it was the ZX Spectrum or the Atari 2600, with a mix of curiosity and, let's be honest, a little smugness. Commodore's hardware could handle larger sprites, richer colours and smoother scrolling, not to mention the SID chip's superior sound capabilities. So when Pitfall made the jump to the C64, expectations were high. Surely, the transition from Atari's limited hardware to the more capable C64 would bring improvements. Well, not quite. Instead, what we got was a port that remained almost entirely faithful to the original, perhaps too faithful for its own good. The first thing that stands out about this version of Pitfall is how little has changed. The visuals are practically a one-to-one recreation of the Atari 2600 original, with the same simple, blocky sprites and minimalist backgrounds. This was forgivable in 1982, when gaming was still in its infancy. But by 1984, we had already seen what the C64 was capable of. Bigger, more detailed worlds with richer animation. Compared to the likes of Bruce Lee or Impossible Mission, Pitfall looks painfully outdated. One of the most glaring missed opportunities is the lack of smooth scrolling. The C64's hardware could have easily handled seamless movement between screens, but instead, the game sticks to the flick screen transitions of its predecessor. The result is a jarring, stilted experience that feels far less immersive than it could have been. And then there's the sound, or lack thereof. The C64's legendary SID chip could have brought the jungle to life with atmospheric sound effects or even a background tune. Instead, we're left with the same basic beeps and effects from the Atari version, making the whole experience feel eerily silent and lifeless. Pitfall remains the same adventure it was on the Atari. You guide Pitfall Harry through 255 flick-screen environments, dodging rolling logs, leaping over crocodile-infested waters, and swinging across deadly pits. The underground tunnel system was a nice touch, allowing you to bypass obstacles at the risk of encountering new dangers such as this little scorpion fellow. The platforming is unforgiving, requiring pixel-perfect precision for jumps and vine swings. But there's still satisfaction in nailing a perfectly timed swing over snapping crocodile jaws, and for those who grew up playing it, the nostalgia factor is undeniable. But with so many more advanced platformers already on the market, it was hard to justify spending much time on a game that hadn't evolved along with the hardware. That said, its sequel, Pitfall 2 Lost Caverns, while maintaining a similar visual style, took the gameplay to a whole new level. With a more expansive world, smoother mechanics and a memorable musical score, it felt like a true evolution rather than just more of the same. As a kid, I absolutely loved this one, and it remains one of the standout platformers of its time. If you haven't played it yet, it's well worth checking out. You'll definitely find it to be the definitive Pitfall experience. There's no denying that the original Pitfall is an important part of gaming history though. It laid the groundwork for the platformers that followed, and remains one of the best-selling games of its era. It's just a shame that by the time it landed on the C64, it already felt like a relic. For die-hard Pitfall fans, this version offers a pretty faithful recreation of the original. But for those who expected the game to take advantage of the Commodore's superior capabilities, it may have disappointed. Pitfall may have been revolutionary in 1982, but in 1984, games like Hero, Wizard, Spelunker, and Jet Set Willy were already demonstrating what a proper C64 platformer should look and feel like. If Pitfall holds a special place in your childhood memories, it's worth a quick revisit for nostalgia's sake. But if you want a jungle adventure that truly shows off what the Commodore 64 is capable of, you'd be better off swinging straight into its superior sequel. That said, gaming is a deeply personal experience, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share your memories and experiences in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and maybe consider subscribing to the channel if you're enjoying the nostalgic memories these games bring, as there's plenty more where this came from on the channel playlists, and we're only just scratching the surface. I do love revisiting these games, and I hope you will join me in the next one coming up. Hopefully, I'll see you there. Until then, bye for now.
So, this is Pitfall. This was my first job. Was I did a Pitfall commercial. 1982. I was 13 years old, and at the time, this was the most badass video game ever created. The graphics were like, what? It looks like a human being running and jumping over stuff. It was a great for me to have because I really believed in the product.
It's